What's up, Yash? Almost midnight. We still got an hour and a half to go. We'll go. Veggies. Let's see if I can get some audience here. Um, alive. Working very, very hard to get this thing on live. Am I live? Is my voice okay? Can you guys hear me? Okay. All right. So guys, very, very interesting topic. I don't think it's gonna take too long. You know me, I make things so simple and easy where I really don't need to talk about things for an hour. I just do it because I like to waste. And I just like to, mess with you guys. That's the lunatic I am. Like the Joker from Batman. So, your spouse and career. What do I mean by this statement? Well, it has double meaning to it. It's like a double-edged sword title. Why is the dog barking? Okay. Oh, I think my wife is downstairs. All right. So a lot of people ask me, how is it that you're able to see the career of your spouse or the person that you're going to be marrying? Yeah, that's right. I am the Heisenberg. See this? Say my name, Heisenberg. See, I am having a cigar. That means my intuition is up and rising. So whatever I say here, that's the golden truth, my man. So anyway, many of you want to know, how to see the spouse's career. What is it that your spouse will do? What is it that your, future spouse might do for a living? So you can see that, okay, they may do this, they may do that. And for this, it's a very simple thing. The two things that I look at for spouse's career is the fourth house and Darakaraka. That's it. Fourth house and Darakaraka is the most simplest way. Forget even going to Navamsa. Navamsa, what it does, it gives you like far more details about what your spouse is interested in, what spouse's passions are. Okay. But just from the birth chart, look at the condition of the fourth house and see where the fourth lord is placed and look at the Dharakarka. And I'll make this even more simpler for you guys, especially when it comes to marriage. And I'm not talking about relationships here. It's marriage. Look at Dharakarka. What is Dharakarka? That's right. That's a good question. What is Dharakarka? Dharakarka is a planet with the lowest degree in your birth chart, excluding Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Rahu, and Ketu. Now, this is according to my method because I use the 7 Karakas of Jaimini. This is a concept of Jaimini astrology. Okay. And this is something that, I'm actually learning right now from my Jaimini guru, Mark Boney. I'm taking the level 3 course of Jaimini astrology with him. But this is something that I've known since the time I started learning about, Jaimini astrology. Is that when you look at a planet, just look at the grahas, meaning planets, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. So 7 planets are the part of the 7 Karaka, meaning 7 significator scheme. So only in these 7 planets, look at the one with the lowest degree. That planet will tell you the aim of the spouse, the karma that will be delivered to your spouse, the karma that your spouse is playing in this life right now. The 7th house represents the quality of the spouse. 7th house represents um, the appearance of the spouse. How tall, how short, curly hair, straight hair, you know, any moles, any kind of like marks, this and that. Venus represents the beauty aspect of the spouse, especially in a man's chart. Venus will represent the beauty aspect. How much beauty you will be having in terms of your spouse. What's the what do you call the chemistry that you're gonna have with your spouse, and it will show the romantic, the level of romance within your with your spouse. But once you want to know, okay, well, what is the profession of my spouse? Well, that's when you look at the Darakaraka. Planet with the lowest degree is a planet that represents the karma of the spouse. So, for example, let's say Moon in your particular birth chart has the lowest degree. Okay? Moon has the lowest degree. And Moon, let's say, for example, it's in the sign of Capricorn. Moon is in the nakshatra of Uttra Ashadha Padha 3. Okay? Wait, where did my screen go? Oh, okay. I thought I lost myself. So let's say, for example, your moon is anywhere in the horoscope, but it's in the nakshatra of Uttra Ashadha Pada 3. Now, you get the biggest clue that this person is going to be in a very authoritative position in life. They're going to be somehow involved and be interested in politics, governance, and controlling the aspect of society. They're going to fight a war for something or someone in the society. Then what you do, look at the position of Darakaraka from the 7th house. Meaning, make 7th house the ascendant. Then look where the Darakaraka is sitting at. Because all we're doing simply is we're looking at your spouse's life from the 7th house. 7th house is your spouse. So just make that the ascendant where the Darakaraka goes. So let's say Darakaraka goes into the 6th house from the ascendant and it's in the sign of Capricorn. Okay? So let's say it's a Leo ascendant. So, or we make the 7th house Leo into the ascendant. This can show that this person most definitely could be in fields of law, politics, business management, HR. Okay. Pada 3 will land moon in the sign of Aquarius. This can show a more humanitarian approach to life. And internally in Navamsa, because moon itself in the Pada 3 of Uttarashada will, let's say, land itself in the sign of Aquarius in Navamsa. This can show, because moon is not just your mind, it's not just you, but now moon is representing your spouse, Darakaraka, which is a beautiful thing. Okay, so this is something you will understand when I go in deep with my Navamsa series. You will see the magic come out of that, where you will see how when certain planets become the Darakaraka, but they also represent something through the Karkavastha, how beautiful the marriage can be. So right now, moon represents you, the mind. Moon is the lowest degree planet known as Darakaraka, represents the karma of the soul. But that means that whatever you have in your head, the way you think about the world externally, that's the same spouse who's going to come in and help you execute those things, and you're going to be doing those things together. So you see how beautiful that is. But if, let's say, we just want to know the career, just look at these concepts that I just said. That's it. Don't go on anything else, because you can go from one divisional chart to the other. You can go on aspects, conjunction. That all adds a little tidbit to it, but mainly look at the planet with the lowest degree. See the planet, see what sign they're in, nakshatra they're in. Then look at the aspect in conjunction as to exactly what's going to be happening to this planet. And that means through Dharakarka, if I'm saying the word Dharakarka, planet with the lowest degree, don't use regular Parashara aspects, regular Vedic astrology aspects. Now you're going to be using sign aspects. So what planets through sign aspects are looking at your Dharakarka? That will add to it. So that's how you know the career of the spouse. Then the second thing is, if you look at my title, it says your spouse and career. So it's not only your spouse, but your own career. That becomes very important. So, like I was telling you, that when we go deep into Navamsa, I'm going to show you how beautifully certain marriages, certain lives gets executed very well. Okay? You get married and boom, suddenly things start happening and you start flourishing in your career. Look at what Dharakarka is doing in your Navamsa, number one. Then you also have to look at the birth chart of your spouse, the person that you marry. Look at their chart. Okay? And from their chart, you can simply see why one's career is flourishing when they're going through bad dasha, bad transits, bad charadasha. This is why life becomes a matrix, and a complex matrix, a very complicated matrix, when a person gets married and then you're trying to assess things. And when a person is married, okay, or let's say a person is over 36, I always pay attention to the Navamsa more than even the birth chart. I always keep my eye on the Navamsa. But you have to understand that marrying somebody always will change something in your chart, for good or for bad. So the way your career changes, okay, is look at how the Dharakarka is in your birth chart. Look at that same planet in your spouse's chart, where exactly it is sitting in their birth chart. And that will show how this person's karma, because remember, Dharakarka is showing the execution of karma of the spouse. How is the spouse's karma going to help you execute your own karma? That's the link that gets made. Then look at your own Amatya Karka. So whatever, let's say your Mars is the Amatya Karka. Look at the position of Amatya Karka in your spouse's birth chart. Planet with the second highest degree is a planet that really shows the profession of a person. The type of profession that they're going to be naturally be gravitating towards. Look at that planet in your spouse's chart. That will show, does the Amatya Karka get strengthened or gets weakened by associating with the mirror image that it's going to be walking towards the destination. Because you have let's say you have a Mars, Amatya Karka. Your spouse who you marry has a Mars somewhere. That means once you get married, once you get that bondage of marriage going through legal court or through religious ceremonies, that Amatya Karka will either get support through their planet that represents your Amatya Karka, or the other one will try to punch the other one. That's that's where you really see when you look at two charts how. So when you do a horoscope matching, if somebody is, let's say, married, and you look at their chart and their chart, Look at your Amatya Karka to Amatya Karka, look at the Darakaraka and see the strength of the Darakaraka in their chart. Where is it placed? How is it placed? And also, at the same time, look at the Atma Karka. So let's say your Atma Karka is Jupiter. So your soul's journey is, your soul is here to fulfill some journey. So once you get married, look at that same planet that's your Atma Karka in your spouse's chart. How is that planet placed? How is that planet placed in their birth chart? Is it in a good position, bad position? If it's in a good position, that same Atma Karka will be joining forces with your Atma Karka to help it excel forward. Or if that Atma Karka in their birth chart is not in the greatest position, it will pull it down. So yeah, it's scary true, and this is why I don't like doing horoscope matching. This is why I don't like doing marriage consultations, especially for people who are already married and they want to get their birth chart read, because if I see something, they want to know how can they better their lives together. That's the question. All right, how can you better your lives together? And if I saw just these three levels, forget anything else. I won't pay attention to nothing, not even Navamsa. Just the birth chart itself, if I saw these three levels that I just explained working together, I'll be like, absolutely, this will be great. But when they're not, they're not. Now, is there a remedy for that? I'm pretty sure there's a remedy. I'm pretty sure there's some mantras, some yagnas you can do, something you can do to improve that. But again, like Andrew Datta came on my video in my on my channel last week, says that destiny is this, like a fortress, and within that fortress you can change things, you can go outside of it. So once that bondage is made, you can only adjust it to some extent. You can go beyond that bondage, you can go beyond that boundaries of that that fortress, that castle. So this is why, when if I did any kind of a matching to see, okay, so how can you improve your karma, the thing is, either the karma is improving or it's just not. You don't even need an astrologer to tell you what is and what is not, because if it is going to be. If it's not, it is not. That's why I cannot sweet talk my way out of it. You know that how their planets are either going to execute your planet or protect your planet. Protection and execution, those are the things that are happening. Atmakarka, Amatyakarka, Dharakarka. Three things. That's it. Look at that. Look at that on your spouse's chart. See where they're placed. See what they're conjunct. You don't have to interlace the chart even. I'm not even telling you to put their chart on yours. Forget all that. It confuses you, right? I'm giving you the most easiest thing to see. Okay. If you know basics of Vedic astrology, if you know a little bit of Jaimini astrology, Jaimini astrology, which I've made enough videos on, including with my teacher Mark Boney, you will know the karkas, you know what the degree means, okay? And you can actually go on my website, astrologykrs.com, on shop section, where on my report on option 5, you will see the Jaimini astrology section. I think it's page 34, 39. And it tells you all the karakas, Dharakaraka, Matyakarka, Atmakarka. So there these are my Atmakarka, Matyakarka, and my Dharakarka. The person that you're with, their Atmakarka, Amatyakarka, Dharakarka have to come together to help you execute your karmas. Mainly that's what they're doing. They're helping you execute your karmas. So it's not even that it's their fault that they came in your life and your life went down. You are supposed to get that person to help you execute your karmas in a better or worse way. But this is not something that I can show you on YouTube. This is not something I can even write an article on, because what happens is, if I show this knowledge, then everybody who is supposed to be executing their karmas with the wrong or right person, they may not do that, and that's something I could be held responsible for. This is why I don't go into these things. This is why I don't touch these things. But just wanted to, God, I thought I was going to take only 10 minutes, but 20 minutes gone. So as you know, the first part I discussed is to see the profession of the spouse. The second I think I discussed is how your spouse's chart will affect your own career, your own wealth. Okay. So um and then now you must be wondering, okay, so what's the use of Navamsa chart in all of this thing? What is the use of, you know, studying the Navamsa? Well, here's the thing. Right now you're looking at only one thing: career, 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 career. You're not looking at anything else. You're not looking at the mental compatibility, sexual compatibility, ability to raise a family, ability to have children. All of these things are coming in. All these things matter. It's not just about career and wealth. This is why I knew that if I was to say these things, everybody will think like, well, then we don't need to look at the Navamsha. Of course you do. You can get all the career you want, but if your spouse is not there at home, if you and your spouse are not raising the children, you're not having children, if there's no happiness within the dwelling, if there's no romance, sexual chemistry, what's the use of having a career? This is where the Navamsha comes in, the beauty of Navamsha. And through Navamsha, we see how two people will carry on even through the hard time. This is why they say during the marriage ceremony, till death do us apart. On what are they called, to hard and happy times or whatever. So Navamsha will show us the all the other things, you know. But Atmakarka is simply comparing the Atmakarka with your spouse is to see how helpful your spouse will be in accomplishing your soul's journey. Amatyakarka will show how much support you will have in order to excel in your own career through their Amatyakarka. And Dharakarkas from your birth chart to their birth chart will show how the execution of your spouse's karma will be. That means if you want joint assets, you want your spouse to work, you want your spouse to have a good career as well, well then judge your Dharakarka and their Dharakarka and their planet. Meaning, whatever your Dharakarka is, look at the same planet in their birth chart and see what it's doing in them. Are you helping them execute their karma? Okay, so I know it's complicated, but you will get it. You'll get it if you study Vedic astrology under a teacher, under a certain system, and you come back to this video like, oh, okay, I know. It's literally like you just calculate it mentally very quickly. Okay, so anyway, guys, I'm supposed to be having interview with Sanjay Rath ji tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Hopefully, I can wake up. And I will be making the other two videos of Planet Through Ascendant and going studying Rahu as a planet within the next 2 days. Okay. So yeah. Bye bye.